So you want to prep chicken. I do it, I think I have the most efficient method down, and I want to share it with everyone. So, to do this method, you're going to need a chicken breast, you're going to need a cutting board, you need a gallon-sized bag, kosher salt, a knife, plastic bag to put the chicken scraps in. You're going to need a vacuum sealer, bags for the vacuum sealer. I pre-cut these bags, a Sharpie, and a scale. So first up, what we want to do in this process is to take all the fat off the chicken. So we want to turn a chicken that's like this, with all this fat on it, into a chicken like this. Oh, no fat, except a little bit here. But take out most of the fat. So I'm going to go through and process all this chicken, and I will be back. All right, so the chicken has been processed. Next step is to place the chicken in a plastic bag and then pound it to a uniform thickness. Why do we want to do this? Well, it's the same concept as spatchcocking a turkey. The flatter it is, the faster it cooks and more evenly it cooks. So if you have issues with chicken drying out all the time and having to cook it longer because it's not cooked in for the pink in the middle, if you have it flat and consistent, everything will finish at the same time. So flatter chicken, flatter, more consistent cooking times. So I'm going to go ahead and all these chicken breasts with my trusty cast iron pan, and I will be back. Alright, I just finished processing all the chicken. So a few notes with the process. For the gallon bag, it's really more so to protect it from splattering and an easy surface to be able to pound the chicken on. When you put it in the plastic bag, I like to do it vertically since it allows it more space and it doesn't slide out as easy. I have a lot of issue where it just continuously like pops out if I have it another way. So having it vertically really helps. The main goal when you're first starting out on pounding the chicken to the uniform size is just getting it in a uniform in the context of itself. So just make sure the entire chicken breast surface is like as consistent as possible without getting like pancake sized. The goal, I think, is like between like 1/2 inch to 1 inch, is what they say. But sometimes, like when you're first starting out, just aim for the consistency of uniformness. Anyway, everything's all processed. Everything's all flat now. And now the next step is we're gonna go for and salt the chicken. The salting process really helps the chicken retain that moisture, and salting it before you freeze it gives it the opportunity to like suck in that moisture, is what I've heard. So salting the chicken is really good. Like salting like a day or two before is also really good. So just prepping the chicken by salting it firsthand, like while you're just bulk processing everything, I think that's a really good step in just having everything done for like a really good chicken. So I'm gonna go through and process all this chicken, and I will be back. All right, before I actually start this process, I kind of wanted to show you what my setup station is. So buying 2 packages of chicken really helps with the station, so I can just have like this already usable cartridge to like transfer things from one place to another when I'm finished it. So like right now this place is empty, so I can salt the chicken and place it in here, so I can just do. So it's a nice, really efficient flow line there. Also, for salting the chicken, first up you take it from the pile, place it on like the cutting board. Then with this, your left hand's gonna be your dirty chicken hand. And then your right hand will be used to salt the chicken. So dip it in the kosher salt, sprinkle it on, flip it over with your other hand, then sprinkle it on with your other hand, and then when it's done, place it over here. So that's kind of the process I'm going to be doing. So I think it's really important that you see the workstation set up for it. So I will be right back. Oh, also, I kind of want to show you the consistency of the salting. So just about that much over the surface. You want to go overboard and like make it super salty, but you want to have enough to where it can retain, like create a coating for all the moisture to lock in. So that's kind of the consistency of it. All right, now I'll be right back. All right, we are back and the chicken has been salted. So next up, we want to portion out the chicken breast into whatever vacuum seal bags we need. So I use like 2 chicken breasts per pound, or try to hit as close to a pound as I can with 2 chicken breasts. So I have like a thing where I can just pull out chicken breasts by the pound. And that's really convenient for me for cooking, because a lot of recipes just require 1 pound of chicken. So from this, the scale is optional to hit that marker, since a lot of chicken, like you can probably like get by choosing 2 chicken breasts that are close to each other, and you probably get around a pound. But sometimes when you're packaging these chickens, or the chicken breasts, sometimes they come in like a package where there's a really small chicken breast or like a really large chicken breast that you don't know the exact weight for. So I just like to have the scale as a type of like measurement. To do that, I just put the cutting board right on top of it, turn it on so it calibrates just to the 0 of the cutting board. Then I place 2 chicken breasts on it and see where I land. So that's 1 pound, 3 ounces. Perfect. That's what I need. So then I'll take that, put it into a plastic bag, and vacuum seal it. Then I put the date on when I vacuum sealed it on it. Or even if you want to go deeper, you can put down how much it actually weighs if you really want to know the ounces of it. So that's my process. I'm going to go through and vacuum seal the chicken, and I'll show you probably some of the vacuum sealing. So I'll be right back. All right, so for the vacuum sealing, for my settings, I usually use the double. Wait. Can you focus on that? Either way, that's the sealing is set to double instead of dry, moist, and double are the options. So I set it to double, might as well. Double seals are always fun. And then vacuum seal. Let's seal. Then at this point, while it's doing that, I can use my Sharpie to write down the date on the baggie, like I did over here. And then optionally, you can put the weight. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the chicken over there. I'll be back. All right, we have finished with our vacuum sealing process. So you can see, like, we have all these individualized bags of 2 chicken breasts that equal around a pound. Perfect. They're all already pre-salted. They're ready to go. But as you can see with this one, there was like a 3-piecer where a chicken, when I flattened it out, it ended up splitting apart. So we have 3 smaller pieces, and to equal a pound, I had to add an extra, like a smaller sized chicken breast in there. So then we have like a special case of this is times 3, but it still equals a pound. But then we also have this special case where this is what was left over with like 2 smaller chicken breasts, and it's 2 of them. Actually, I should probably note down, maybe note down. But this is 12 ounces of chicken breast. That I know that I'm trying to hit a pound with everything else, so I just want to note down all the differences with this to kind of optimize it, because maybe it's hard because some recipes don't require 12 ounces, so this would be more of a single one. As a special note with that, then some notes on the process for doing this. So I have my station over here where I do all the measuring and getting the chicken prepped to be bagged, right? So when I do that, I measure it, put it in the bag, come over here, vacuum seal it, or lock it in, start the vacuum sealing process. That usually takes like 10 seconds. So during that time, I'll go over here and like grab another bag, go back over here, grab a couple chickens, weigh them, and then put them in the bag. By the time I'm finished like bagging this other chicken, I go back over here and it's already done, and I already have a second bag loaded to be able to like vacuum seal it. And I think that's the most efficient process for this. But now it's all done. Now I have a couple weeks worth, or maybe a week or two worth of chicken breast prepped. So I just toss in the freezer, and it's ready to go. But another note I can make is if you want to use some of this chicken breast, so you don't want to vacuum seal it all, what you could do is before you start, weigh out what you want to have for the week, and then use that gallon bag you press the chicken with, and then store it in there. Or if you have another thing you want to store it into. So I like to reuse the gallon bag in case I don't have any chicken prep for the week, or I'm not already thawing something. So very dynamic system, very efficient. I like using it. Also, I forgot to mention the hands thing. So I use one hand to bag the chicken, or use one hand to pick up the chicken with and interact with it. Then I use the other hand to operate the vacuum sealer and grab the bags and open them. So try to prevent this cross-contamination of the chicken, because that's really important. You want to keep your workstation clean and don't have like chicken juice all over the place, right? So there's that. And then going over to my freezer, I go down here and go, hey, I want chicken. So I can pop open the chicken, and then I have a few weeks prep down there. Do whatever I want with it. And that's my process. I hope it helps someone out, because tell me if there's like a better way to do this. I think this is like the best way to do it. It's so convenient to prep everything beforehand and then have everything done. So hopefully this helps someone. Thanks for watching, and outro.